If you guys aren't aware, we're just like almost to the second closed beta for Wuthering Waves. As you guys noticed, probably a few days ago, I did a breakdown and reaction to the gameplay trailer for the closed beta 2. So I'm excited. I pre-registered, and as you guys can see in my Twitter post, I got accepted into the closed beta, and I'm super pumped. And I just wanted to make a video, even though I did a post on my Twitter here and on my YouTube about my acceptance into the closed beta. I also wanted to do a YouTube video, but alongside that, I also wanted to cover the developer notes for the closed beta. We got a lot to talk about in this video, but before we jump into it, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. Hitting that like button helps get the video out there, and hitting that subscribe button helps us grow a community over here and helps us grow the channel. So definitely hit those like and subscribe buttons. I'd greatly appreciate it. And while you're at it, definitely head over to Twitter and give me a follow. Greatly appreciate it. The developers, Kuro Games, put out this developer message. It's covering a lot of the changes and a lot of the improvements that they made from their first closed beta, and what we can expect with the, or some of the things we can expect with the second closed beta. So, fair warning, this will be a little bit of a flashbang. So just be aware. Alright, here we go. So, here's the developer message. Greetings, Rovers. It's been a while since the previous Wuthering Waves beta test. First and foremost, we would like to express our gratitude to each and every one of you who have been following and supporting the development of Wuthering Waves. Despite this interlude, our team has made extensive changes, adjustments, and optimizations to the game's content based on feedback and suggestions we received from you. Before you embark on the next round of testing, we would like to share with you a summary of our development process over the past 10 months. And also a few sneak peeks of some new content that will be featured in the second closed beta test. So, like I said, they're wanting to cover a lot of changes from the first to the second closed beta. Now, a big thing is the story revision. Stories are a crucial part of a world as expansive as Wuthering Waves, and have been our priority in the list changes. During this period, we performed a thorough overhaul of the in-game stories, removed settings that were deemed unsatisfactory, and made adjustments to character designs accordingly. With the above changes, necessary modifications also needed to be made to the overall story flow, animations, voiceovers, and other resources. In this iteration of the test, we have implemented the skip function, which aims to improve the player's overall speed and pacing when experiencing some story missions. In addition, the inclusion of resonator story missions for Jian and Ling Yang will help players fully experience the charm of the resonators in conjunction with the supporting game modes to gain a grasp of mere immersive gaming experience. Alright, the skip feature is like super helpful because even though, don't get me wrong, I like trying to immerse myself in the game's story. And for the most part, I rarely ever skip dialogue unless it's about a character I just don't give a shit about. Sometimes I am just there to get the rewards, and that's what a lot of players sometimes find themselves doing. They just want to do a quest, get the rewards, and then hop out. And a lot of the times that involves quests that you really don't particularly are interested in, or characters, like I said, characters that are just you don't have any interest in. And that's one of the biggest one of many issues with Genshin Impact. There is not a skip button, and even though I do think that the world quest do add a lot of depth to Genshin Impact's world, and I'm using Genshin Impact as just an example because it doesn't have a skip feature. And also, Genshin Impact is a direct competitor with this game. Like, to my point with the world quest, I hate that the world quests in Genshin Impact don't have any voiced dialogue. It ruins my immersion, therefore it lessens my interest, my care for the story when it comes to the world quest. So I just I'm just mashing the button. I'm just waiting for the quest to be over. Trust me, if those world quests in Genshin Impact had voice dialogue, my level of interest and care would go. It would go up. The only other time I would want a skip feature in that case is just like characters I don't give a shit about. They're also they also updated a lot of character designs. I know the redheaded chick that I don't see in this had a big character overhaul. Yeah, the redheaded chick right here, as you can see before and after, a really slick redesign. They also did it with the this young girl that we see right here. They also did it with apparently this character here and this lady right here. So they're doing their best to make sure it looks like this game pops off by even going as far as to redesigning models for their characters. Alright, improvements to combat. The combat system from the previous beta was well received by the community. Using it as a foundation, oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I want to repeat that for all my Genshin Impact players. The combat system from the previous beta was well received by the community. Using it as a foundation. Combat as a foundation. We have made optimizations to overall combat loop experience centered around the intro skill / outro skill. Detailed adjustments were made to aspects such as character skill effects, general combat mechanics, screen shaking, camera lock-on, etc. Echo skills were also further improved, giving them smoother performances, and Echo skills boasting special utilities will also serve as a countermeasure during necessary combat situations. 3 new resonators, Jingxin, Lingyang, and Calcharo, have been introduced into the game for players to experience, along with 3 bosses, and Permament's Heron, Mech Abomination, and Tempest Mephis, plus a new phase for Scar. So adding what I believe are 3 other new characters, and also new bosses with added probably mechanics to another boss. I believe that's the Scar one they were talking about. So very cool. That means more stuff to build and test with. Awesome. And also more enemies to test these characters. While reducing the complexity for players to gain the know-how of in the in-game combat system, we also added high difficulty elites and the tactical hologram calamity game modes placed around various areas of the map, which greatly reward players that are seeking for challenges. Oh yeah! Again, this beta is geared toward testing the combat system thoroughly, and I love that. Our goal is for players, regardless of skill level or appeal for action games, to become engaged as quickly as possible and fully experience the smooth and satisfying combat Wuthering Waves has to offer. So as we can see, this looks like an area where we can kind of jump into a boss fight, and that boss is just fucking this person. It looks like it's going to be a pretty neat boss battle. I like it. Alright, graphics quality improvements. The adjustments to the in-game visuals introduce a more comfortable and polished appearance. Internally, the team implemented a more detailed atmosphere tier system to address the player feedback of visual fatigue experienced from the previous test. Thus, focused optimizations were put into place to model renderings, shapes, special effects, clothing designs, etc. based on character's appearance. Alright. During this test, players will have the opportunity to witness and be immersed in weather phenomena like the etheric sea, celestial anomaly, and retroact rain. Whatever the hell retroact rain is. Okay. Unique to the world of Wuthering Waves. In specific areas, distinctly designed scenarios have been placed by combining our concept designs, hoping to bring players different experience. So basically what this is saying with the graphics and all that stuff is this right here. They're basically wanting to make sure that the color palette and how the light is projected into these areas doesn't hurt your eyes. It doesn't give you visual strain to where you're just like, all right, I gotta stop playing this game. I gotta just go look at something else. As you can see here, based on the color palette and how smooth the texture is, it's very easy on the eyes. You have this very, very soft pink with the cherry blossom trees. There's like nothing crazy going on to where your eyes have to just kind of follow and catch everything. Everything is just smooth. Even the way the grass is swaying, it's just smooth. And honestly, it's beautiful. Basically, and if you guys have ever noticed, a lot of things that are very appealing or just beautiful aesthetic wise is usually very easy on the eyes. Optimizations to echoes and new in-game events. Compared to the previous test, we included a dedicated tutorial guide for the echo system, whatever the echo system is, while also lowering the difficulty of discovering and obtaining echoes. After obtaining an echo for the first time, the chances of reobtaining it in the same tacit field will be increased the more you challenge it. I'm assuming echoes are these like monster things here. Yeah, I guess echoes are those kind of creatures. Because I did hear that this game has kind of like a Pokemon thing where you can like capture creatures and stuff. So I'm assuming that's what an echo is. After obtaining an echo for the first time, the chances of reobtaining it in the same tacit field will be increased the more you challenge it. Okay. The current echo kit adopts a tag-based system, which makes the versatile combination and strategies based on the circumstances. Players will now also have the opportunity to encounter and collect elusive echoes. Interesting. Final name may vary in game. Okay. These echoes possess special appearances and features, but we won't spoil them just yet. Okay, so elusive echoes are just basically like rare versions of probably the other creatures that you find. Like rare versions is what I mean. Kind of like finding a shiny Pokemon in Pokemon. Last but not least, for the first time, limited time in-game events such as the Deaths of Elusive Realm and the Overdash Club track challenge will also be available for experiencing in the test. I'm definitely pretty sure Overdash Club is the motorcycle stuff. I'm not sure what the Deaths of Elusive Realm is. But really cool stuff. I'm definitely interested. As the game is currently in its development phase, some of the content players experience are still work in progress builds, which may lead to unpleasant gaming experiences. Players will find some voiceover content for the characters and storylines absent within the game, but rest assured these contents are undergoing rigorous development as we perform further improvements to the game. Players participating in the beta test from mobile devices may experience increased power consumption, overheating, and other issues for certain devices. Cross-platform performance, various UI interfaces, and in-game text localization and existing voiceovers will also undergo further optimizations down the line. We wish to extend our appreciation for the understanding and support you have given us thus far. We are deeply aware that the game still has many shortcomings, and your feedback and suggestions propel us to strive towards the goal of presenting a game enjoyed by all rovers. As we continue to carry out new features and enhancements to the game, stay tuned for developer messages on further updates and improvements to Wuthering Waves. Thank you for being part of the Wuthering Waves community, and we hope to see you soon in the upcoming closed beta test. So basically what this last paragraph is pretty much stating the obvious. This is a beta, and a beta is, as it is referred to, a test. This is just them trying to get people in the game to see how the game holds up when it's under stress. See what kind of criticism, constructive criticism, can be pulled from the community when they're going about playing this closed beta test. That is honestly the beauty of closed beta tests. It's just that it's a way to get raw criticism from your player base so they can help the dev team further make improvements to the game. Things that we've seen so far. When this first beta came out for this game, it did receive a lot of criticism, but also a lot of praise. So it guided them on what do we need to work on. In this case, it was the story, the graphics, and character designs. And then on the other hand, a lot of the praise that the game got was its combat system and its boss battles. And as they said here, The combat system from the previous beta was well received. So therefore, they're making it the foundation and one of the core parts of the game that they need to work on to make it even better. Because if you got something good here, why not try to make it better? And that is the philosophy. That's why this dev team, Kuro Games, is doing great work, and why there's so much hype behind Wuthering Waves is because it looks like it's going to be a genuinely good game. And I mean, let's not forget to mention, it's going to be a direct competitor in the market that directly competes with Genshin Impact. So we're looking at potentially a very good game, and that's why I can't wait to jump into this game and just experience what more they've done with it to make it the best game it possibly can be. And honestly, I'm so hyped. I am super hyped for this game, and I hope you guys are as hyped as I am. Whenever this game comes out, I am 100% going to be streaming it on Twitch, so definitely head over to Twitch. Go ahead and hit that follow button on my Twitch channel, and just be ready. On, I believe it's Monday, the 19th, when this beta releases, I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to be playing it. And also, I'm going to be making YouTube content on this game. So definitely, if you are not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit the like button on this video so you guys can be aware and be here when this content drops for this game. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Head down to the comments, let me know what you guys are thinking about Wuthering Waves. Are you excited? Are you pumped up for it? And with that being said, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you guys later.